Well, here's I'll give you a new tour. I decided to make a video because FaceTime doesn't work outside. It's too far from the router. Well, I've got some weeding in here to do. There are the famous little lilies. Sometimes you see the frog sitting on top of it, and I come too close and the frog jumps. There's a little waterfall. I've got weeds really. Vincent made this little area, put some things that worked and some things that didn't work. He made that dam. Oh, I showed you all that in the video before, but I got to figure out what that is. Because I have a big long white stake here, and I remember Francois told me to protect something right there, and I don't think that's it, but maybe it is. And if it is, it's going to have to move. But so here's the stairway. Thank you. And boy, I tell you, I really pushed my little weak body to the limit. Actually, it's not so weak anymore, but it's not very strong. But I have, sore wrists and sore forearms and sore shoulders and sore back and sore legs. Some of these rocks were really heavy, but I only worked for about an hour and a half a day for over maybe 4 or 5 days. And then the last couple of days I worked real hard. And then the mud and the gravel you can see in the cracks, that was yesterday. I just finished washing all the mud. So you can see how big the rocks are. And down here on the bottom, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, because it goes from the brick, it goes from this level, this brick, which I laid in here because all this brick was laying around the property. So I made this whole brick thing here with no cement, but I dump cold ashes from the fireplace. I dump them from up there, and thinking that it would keep the weeds down, but it doesn't. But someday, I probably won't ever do it. But so that's the bottom step, is the brick, and I don't know what to do right in there yet. I'll do that next year. I'll deal with that. So then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the top level there. And I put lime pellets in with the gravel and the mud. And then, you know what? I made a mistake though, buying 3/4 inch stone, because it's hard to get in between. Because I looked for rocks that were sort of like pieces of a puzzle that were adjoining. Like if I had one V, I would look for, like if I had a V, I would look for a rock that had a positive V. If I had a negative V, to fill it. Like right here, look at that's perfect. But then when you go to put the rock in between and down at the bottom, then what I decided to do is take my hammer and sort of slide a rock over and then put it in. Because if you take the rock out and put the gravel in, you can't get the rock back. So I just sort of pushed it over, pushed them in and banged them in. It was long. And then and you can see the ants have already made holes. Like the ants are coming up already in the middle. I think there's a lot of air pockets down in there, and I'm not going to worry about it, because these are not going to move for decades because of the gravel is really going to hold it strong. I've got a couple of loose rocks. This one here on the end is loose, but I'm gonna line the sides with round rocks. I'm gonna take all the flat rocks. I tried not to use the flat rocks here. I tried to use just the biggest ones, the heaviest ones too, here. And then the walkway that I'm building, these flat ones are perfect. Don't have to dig too deep. And then whatever is not flat is going to go up the two sides and sort of line it. Anyway, I think I'm really happy with it. It makes me happy to build something, and it's going to last. And the guy that built it before, he had like crooked teeth going up. You had to step on this one. It was like hiking. It wasn't like a stairway. And then they would move and they fell apart because he just had earth in there. So that was a big improvement. If I go to sell this house, people are not even going to look twice at this, because it's the way it should be, or so, at least it's workable. See those flowers? You know what that is? That's peas. That's I think they're snow peas, or there's some kind of a pea. and they bloom real well. The bumblebees love them. And these plants right here, these are not a weed. These are a flower. That ball turns purple in the fall, and the butterflies love it. So we're trying to help the butterflies and the bees here, you know, because if they die, we're all going to die. The whole planet is going to die if the bees die. So I'm looking to plant things like milkweed. They love milkweed. And look, this is the earth that I took out where the rocks are now. And there's another pile of earth. That's how much I had to take out to put the rocks in. That's how much, you know, how little he had done. Anyway, that's it. Next project is back to the pathway here. I don't think I'll get through this, but this is for my treadmill. This when I need an hour and a half of intense labor, you come out and dig and move around 40-pound rocks, and some of those rocks I could not pick up. There's one rock in that stairway, I could not pick it up, and I didn't even try. I just rolled it into the it was over here actually. I rolled it into the wheelbarrow, and then I pushed the wheelbarrow up and rolled it over here, and I rolled it into place over there. It's so big. But that's what I wanted. I wanted big rocks that when you step on them, they're safe. You know, they won't jiggle around. So I went for all the biggest rocks I could find. That's, what is it? Lupins. Denismore. And, oh, look at that. That is is that a lupin? But anyway, these will break in the fall, and they'll drop, and then they'll reseed themselves. This one also is a reseeder. This is my favorite. I don't remember what it's called, but is it gorgeous or what? There's another lupine. And then it's her daisies. My God, she loved daisies. Daisy was her favorite flower. Anytime I bought her flowers, I always try to get daisies. And look, the flies love it. And the bees love it. And then there's these are called something sunflower daisy or something like that. These bloom in the spring. These were the peonies, and the ants come up and eat the peonies, and the big, you know, that huge, massive flower it makes. This thing right here is for next year, or I don't know if I can. I have to find the lumber, and I do have some lumber in the shed. But what I want to do here is I want to build she wanted it right there, and it was only knee high, you know. It's not a lily. What's it called? I can't remember the name of it. It has a really beautiful magnolia. It's a magnolia. And she recognized a couple of years ago, she put it in the wrong place because she didn't think she forgot it was going to go out so big. So I have been cutting it, you know, to get through up here. But what I want to do is make not a trestle, but like one of those arches. So it would go up, so you walk underneath the arch, and it would hold this thing back, and it would look nice. And I saw some plans online, but I don't know. That's a maybe. Oh, and over here, look at this. She planted the little. We haven't done anything with this really yet. There are some roses growing there, but look at those. She planted these from bulbs. And this one has a really beautiful pink flower. It's turned now, but it's like a big bushy flower. I took one already inside. But these, aren't these just gorgeous? I can't remember what they're called, like, I don't know, lilies or something. That's it. But isn't it beautiful from here? I mean, I don't know, this is a good time of year. And that thing needs more. She wanted me to put a thing like that wooden slats that she wanted me to put them up there so it would go up and over, and I would like to do that, but I don't want to put any holes in the siding. This is just stuck in there. Let's go in the shed and see what's going on. Oh my God. I got 2 bicycles back in there. I don't have enough wood to do that project. And you need pressure treated, 4x4s and stuff. expensive. So that's the tour for today. Oh, well, there's one more little thing over here. There's deer. I love to see deer around, but I bought 2 apple trees. They were like $80 each, and they were doing really well until last winter. And you can see this is not one. This is something that was dying on the other side. I brought it here, and it's going to make it. This is an apple tree I planted, and the deer ate all the top, and it's trying to come back. So I'm going to put a cage around it this winter. And the same thing here. And they broke the trunk. And so I put string and other pieces of wood around it, but it didn't work. So, but it is, that is apple tree right there. So a big cage around it this winter. And you can see the roses are growing in the front there. Zoom in. That's the spruce tree she planted the year we moved in, the year we bought the house, the year after we moved in. She wanted a tree, and I planted that. It was probably up to my waist when I planted that. Now it's over my head. The roses are done. The roses are done blooming. I don't know why these few are still hanging on. She would come out here and pick the petals and dry them we have a dehydrator, and she would use them for tea because they're like some kind of antioxidant or something. I cut these just now. This is a Japanese maple, and I want to walk around my yard without getting hit in the head. Oh, there goes the robin. I'm walking through his yard. Okay, that is it. Oh, that light is on. That's not good. It's just a LED, but still, I gotta fix that. I thought I heard something clicking. It's on a timer. I have it set to come on at dusk, and it came on in the middle of the day, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. This is one that the deer did not eat. The deer, they love this stuff. Look what they did here. Just trimmed it for me. Ordinarily, this thing would be really big. You can see how massive they are. And I took clumps from here and I put them all along the house. Those are all planted by me, and they shaved them all right down. And now I guess they have so much to eat that they haven't been touching the hosta. We planted these because they grow fast, and we put them right there so that when people are driving along, they look through, and then they'll be really big, and you won't be able to see them, people on the porch. And that, I think I told you, that's the wellhead underneath there. Old Beryl was just laying around this. I think it was downstairs or something. What was he doing with a barrel? So I cut one end off and put it over the wellhead. And we're back where we started. All right, that is the complete circumambulation. There's nothing much of interest left. Okay, see you later.